next person on the mic, my main man, Ed Winkler, also has done over 30 years in the military himself.
I'm still in the military. In fact, doesn't look like, but I'm in uniform today. We are doing our work virtually in teams from around the country, and today is one of those days. First of all, whoever's got the stopwatch, just shut the mic off at 5 minutes because I will not know when to stop. And I'm going to start by saying, if you're going to support an organization that is promoting race, the movement is broad and the organizations are many. And I want to start by giving this to you guys to offset some of the costs. And if you need more, I've got it. Okay?
Thank you.
I'm white. It is intuitively obvious to the casual observer that I am white. I really don't know jack. So, and let me just start by saying I grew up in the South, Florida Beach. I was a surfer, beach bum, musician, and blind. My dad, military, my mom, born and raised in Germany, World War II, to German parents. Never heard a racist thing in my home. I learned it all from school. And I didn't understand this concept of white privilege until it came up here recently. And I began to think back through my life. And I want to share with you my experience with white privilege and some of the understanding that I've gained. So I was on a free lunch program, below the poverty level, all the way through high school. Free lunch program all the way through high school. My town had this thing called the CETA program, C-E-T-A. And it was for underprivileged kids. It was summer work. They'd find you a job. So my mom signed me and my sister up for that. And I got a job at the Chamber of Commerce in the summertime working for minimum wage. It was a great job. Jeans, slacks, polo shirt, air conditioning, running copies, mailing things out. And I saw some of my friends from school as I was pulling out of the parking lot as a 15-year-old, and I saw them in the median with pickers and a bag. And these were the same kids I went to school with, and I know they're on the CETA program. I said, "Hey, is that your summer job?" It's like, "Yeah." I said, "I'm working in the air conditioner, sucker." And something started pinging around in my head then, and I never really put it together, but I was picked for that job because I fit a profile. I was given access to people with money, with wealth, with connections, that my peers in the same income class were not because of the color of my skin. And I'm embarrassed that happened. And to come forward a few years, those decision makers were a product of their times. This is our time. Let's build a better product. So, the Black Lives Matter movement stood itself up with George Floyd. Became really obvious then, even though we'd known about them before. And I began to ask questions. I talked to Corey, Hester. I spent about, maybe an hour and a half, and I listened, and I was floored. Here's a black man in a white community with almost no racism to speak of, and yet it existed because I thought it didn't exist. A Facebook post generated a firestorm, just a casual Facebook post. I live in Portland. People around the country are saying, "Hey, what's really going on in Portland?" So I posted, "Hey, my daughter and I went downtown Saturday. We drove around the federal building and saw the park, and I made no statement other than we've just got one thing to say. Jesus does not need to take the wheel, but he does need to spank some of y'all with his flip-flop." Okay? And so that created a firestorm of polarization and comments, which one of my classmates from high school, black kid, moved in from California where he did not experience racism, moved into my hometown where he discovers that there's sundowner laws in the little town next to him. Can't play quarterback because that's his position, but he can't be quarterback because he's not white. I did not know this. I spent over the period of 3 days about 4 hours on the phone with him listening. In my little town where I didn't see racism, I was floored. I could not believe what he had to go through with his preppy clothes and the white girls being attracted to him and the problems with the other white guys and the coaches and how much time he gets to play because of a variety of things that relate to the color of his skin. I reached back to 1985, a guy I served with on active duty in the 1st Cavalry Division, black man. He piped in on one of my comments, and I listened to him. I am absolutely blind to the racism that has existed around me and am floored with it. So, like most people, I jumped on board. I support Black lives. I want social justice now. I do not want to have an opportunity afforded to me ever again because of the color of my skin, or be denied to me because of the color of my skin. I want equality for all. If you're going to support one of the many, many organizations that are part of the Black Lives Movement, support this one. If you haven't already, find out what the beliefs are. In talking to my black friends, none of them could say what the Black Lives Matters movement was about other than social justice. I encourage you, go to their website, click About and What We Believe, and there's some beautiful things on that website. There are also some things that are not in harmony with most of my black friends' beliefs. So if you want to support a movement, an organization within a movement, this is it. My name is Ed Winkler. I spent a lifetime of racism and didn't even know it. I am waking up, and I'm embarrassed to say that. Thank you.